Hello everybody, this is me, Paul, my studio Warsaw, Poland, my humble YouTube channel. Welcome back. I'm gonna tell you what we're not gonna talk about today. We're not gonna talk about Pro Q4 because it's not out yet. But the news is just the news. There's one news only. Pro Q4 is about to be released. What would you say, guys? And of course I will review it for you, and I'm gonna ask a question. Will it kick out Kurhoff from my workflow that actually replaced Pro Q3 some time ago, and you're gonna find a video about Kurhoff here. But as I said, that's gonna happen soon on the channel. That's not the topic for today. The topic for today is how to work in music and audio and not to get insane. So, keeping yourself mentally and physically healthy in the studio work, which is not easy, but I do believe I can say a couple of words about it. I'm not a psychologist by any meaning. I am not a doctor, remember. I'm just gonna give you some general ideas and thoughts based on my very experience and the fact that I'm trying to live my best possible life and a really self-aware life, and that's it. I even got a list here so that I don't mess up anything. Let's go. Of course, if you think this channel is a cool place, if you like my studio and my videos, please consider subscribing somewhere here down in the corner, getting notified, liking this video and commenting on it down below so that I know what you think about today's lecture. Also, there are gonna be no affiliate links today for obvious reasons, but if you feel that my talk helps you in any way, you can also help me run this channel by giving me, for example, super thanks. It's seriously a huge help to dedicate my time to talking to you. Thanks. And you know what? I'm gonna even switch the bullet point list, and number 5 is going to be number 1. First, I know it's obvious, guys, eat and sleep well. You don't even know how important this is, for example, to sleep well while you're working and generally living. My perfect dose of sleep is 9 hours. I know this seems trivial to you, but I can see many people around, especially in the media, in music industries, that don't get enough sleep. And they got so used to it, they don't even notice this. And I'm gonna tell you that my regular, really fine dose of sleep is 9 hours. When I'm stressed out or when I'm really tired, I have no problem with sleeping up to 11 or 12 hours per day. And I have no problem with that, and I have no problem with admitting that, because it's not that I'm lazy. I'm just taking care of myself, because I learned that sleep is your greatest ally when being stressed out or tired. While being asleep, your organism, your mental health simply regenerate, and that's a very biological, very simple process that you can only try to interfere. So stop sometimes interfering your sleep. Get enough sleep. As for the diet, well, I changed my diet a couple of months ago because I had too much sugar in it, frankly. And I was eating large meals not too often. And I have to tell you this, I almost excluded any sweets, most of sugars in my diet. I started eating pastas. I stopped eating pastas. I started eating more rice, nuts, fresh vegetables and fruit. And I did some other stuff, and I had no idea it can have such an impact on how I feel. And I know it comes exactly from my diet. And it makes me focused. It makes me really focused when I work. It makes me really productive. I get less tired, definitely. And I simply feel better, and I simply know that it changed when I changed my diet. I always slept well, and I never had a problem with sleeping enough hours as I felt it. But the diet thing is a new thing for me. And yeah, it is important. I know it's trivial, but guys, it's really good to experience this in life. And I'm a good example of a guy who can tell you this. It works. It's not just about talking about it. It works. The second thing, number 6, will be the second thing. Actually, I changed this list seriously. Get yourself moving. Don't sit for more than 60 minutes or 90 minutes in a row. Take a break, and don't make it a cigarette break or a coffee break each time you make a break. I do my breaks. I start reading. I have a new favorite magazine of mine called Pismo. It's like the Polish New Yorker, they say. It's a great magazine, and I simply do breaks to read some of the stuff in Pismo or take a short walk. But get yourself moving. And also, if you're not already into sports, start doing any sports in any way. Guys, I know, again, trivial, but I started training really seriously half a month ago, a bit less than half a month ago. It was one of the greatest changes in my life, also in my professional life, because I train 3 or 4 times a week. I run or I do the home gym. I did a home gym, and yeah, I have 3 or 4 trainings a week overall. And together with the diet, it actually changed everything completely again. I mean, I quit smoking 5 years ago, and back then I felt, whoa, I'm 38 years old back then, and I can feel like that. This is really cool. I had no idea I'm that capable and I'm that energetic. And now, when half a year ago, I changed my diet and I started doing sports. Okay, I'm 44 and I'm gonna probably sound like a complete boomer, but I don't care. I seriously had no idea my organism, my mind are capable of processing and handling so many things so efficiently. And it's not that I'm getting overworked. No, actually I work less than I used to work because I'm more efficient. I do more stuff hourly than I did half a year ago or a year ago. I sleep well, I eat well, and I exercise a lot. And also I simply love it. After 3 months, since I started running from scratch, I ran my first half marathon in just 3 months. And next season, because it's winter here in Poland, obviously, I'm gonna go for a marathon. That's my goal next season, and I know I'm gonna do it. Also, I lost some weight. My weight was 84, and then I checked on it almost 5 months later, my weight was 30 kilos less. My weight right now is 71. I used to weight 84, and that also feels great because 70-something is my natural. I'm a slim guy by nature, and 70-something is my natural weight, and I feel really lightweight in a very, very good way. Guys, again, I'm a good example of a guy who can tell you this is verified, this works, and this helps you keep your mental health when working in the studio for any audio or music projects for a long time, then day by day by day. Yeah. 3, it's former 4, is going to be free. Organize your work. Whether you work alone or you have some associates, some co-workers, some co-artists you're creating with, no matter what you do, no matter how you organize it, but really organize your work. We have 3 studios, separate studios in our facility here in Warsaw. We have 3 control rooms. We have 2 recording rooms, and the point is each of our machines is running Nuendo with exactly same setup. same keyboard shortcuts, same set of plugins, same system, same Metagrid iPads. And I teach everybody that comes to the studio to adapt to our workflow. And then no matter what you do, you just enter the studio and you know what to do. You don't have to ask questions. You don't need to know what's up because there's a new project based on some templates, usually, that you can start. When you get ill and somebody else has to come in the studio to pick up your work at some point, again, no problem. Everybody knows what's up. They don't ask me or other colleagues where should they start. That's the first thing. Second thing is that we organize our documents. I take care of information flow and our calendars. I created really neat, very simple, yet very efficient calendars for my studio, for studios number 2, number 3. Everybody's engaged in this calendar. Everybody puts their stuff that they're working on in this calendar, and it simply works. Everybody knows what to do, when it happens, in which studio it happens. When I do documentation for game audio projects, for example, I also take a lot of care about documentation, proper documentation. I also take a lot of care about organizing my emails as well. Also, which is important, I clean up the studio myself. I know, I'm the boss, I'm 44 years old, I have 3 facilities, a bunch of people working for me, with me, and I'm cleaning the studio myself. I mean, I used to have cleaning service by a great lady. I love this lady, an elder lady, a wonderful person. But you know what? First I had to save because we had pandemic, I had flood in the studio, I was in a really crisis. And then I got used to it because it keeps me connected to this place on a very deep physical level. I know this place, I know the studio that I'm occupying. I know each and every corner, every cable, and every issue that needs to be fixed. So if you don't clean your studio yourself, you have a cleaning service, or you simply don't clean your studio, do it once and see what happens in the studio, but also what happens in your mind, how well you organize yourself internally while cleaning the space up. It's a form of meditation for me, and I actually love it. Okay, I don't like cleaning the toilet. That's the only thing that I really don't like, but the rest is fine. Anyway, guys, it all makes you a healthy person, and also it makes your associates, your co-workers, partners, your co-artists that you're working with, you make the chance that you will be all happy and less stressed out. You enlarge the chance for success in what you do, because there are going to be no misunderstandings, there are going to be no questions, there are going to be no stoppage times for no reason. There will be less mess and less stress, simply. You're going to communicate better, nicely, neatly. And I do believe I somehow found a formula for this to happen in the studio, yeah. Okay, and now, important thing. Choose your clients wisely and plan your career. If you don't want to get drowned in other people's or other companies' problems, if you don't want to overwork yourself or overstress yourself to death, you have to at some point start choosing whom you're working with. You have to choose your associates as well, your partners, your co-workers, your artists you're creating with. You need to be sure that you've got a very good flow, you've got a really good natural communication, there's this spark of excitement and just a good vibe in the air that's of course needed simply. But there are some obvious red flags that you should not work with somebody. And I was myself blind for a decade when I started. It took me literally 10 years to get rid of people and companies I shouldn't have never worked with because they were toxic for my business. They were degrading my business, keeping my business really low because of the rates paid, because of terms of work, because of dates of bank transfers and stuff. And one day I decided to make a revolution in this studio, and I simply got rid, I know it doesn't sound really nice, but I got rid of toxic environment in this company. And I was afraid because I thought my business is going to collapse. It didn't happen. And I gave my business a chance to become a healthy business. I love this friggin' studio. Like my brother, almost. Because I grown up this kid with me the way that it's healthy right now, because I started choosing whom I'm working with, and I started planning my career. Whatever you're working solo, you're a music producer, you're an audio post, you're a game audio person. If you feel that something is too hard to handle, you're overworked, you're not treating right, you're not paid right, you're manipulated, or you're whatever in any way intimidated, don't go there. Choose a different direction, and don't wait for it to build your portfolio. If you know your stuff and you're willing to work hard, you will build your portfolio on the way. You don't have to do everything with everybody to push your career forward, and simply to survive and to succeed. And also, that's what I do. I plan my career ahead, a couple of years ahead. I started building strategies, actually. And this is a new thing for me, because I was just very much a day by day, month by month guy. And right now, for a couple of years now, I got an adult enough, grown up enough. Yeah, they say that men grew up after 40, and that was actually true, very much true with me. I started really planning the things on a very deep level, where I want to go with my business and with my activities, what I want to do, how should I approach it. Not everything works. I'm not successful in everything that I have done throughout the last 3 or 4 years. I'm not. But I'm adapting my strategies. I'm trying to find new solutions. I'm also looking around what's the greatest prospect to invest into and stuff. But actually, I have a visibility of, let's say, 3 to 5 years ahead of me, what's there where I want to go. And there are a couple of different plans, areas I can get to. And I'm going to adapt myself in the studio to what I see ahead, of course. But my favorites are just writing music, writing, producing music. I think documentary cinema and game audio. This is the things that I love most, but also podcasts and all the other stuff. I'm absolutely loving all this thing. But anyway, choose your clients, choose your associates, plan your career, and thank me later. Joking. Stupid joke. Yeah, and I also mentioned this. Choose your associates wisely. Not only your clients, but people you're working with. I said a couple of words about it. But having a really open relationship, open, honest relationship, working relationship with people is the basis. If you feel that you simply dislike somebody for any reason or no reason, well, there always is a reason, but let's say you don't know, it feels like no reason to you, or when you feel that somebody is a bit overwhelming for you, doesn't respect your limits, for example, or wants things that you don't want and is pushing on you, guys, not gonna work. Don't continue this. And my best experience is to finish it as soon as possible. And all my life experience is that I was trying in some situations to have too much goodwill towards people in my life, also in my professional life, that I should simply say thank you very quickly, immediately, when things started going the wrong direction. I had one person working with me for 2 years, and I was trying to somehow negotiate something with this person, and it made absolutely no sense. The first day to say goodbye was the day to say goodbye, and now I know it. And right now I know that I would handle this situation much better, but I was somehow too. Yeah, it's hard to admit because this is my weak point. I am naive. I'm 44 years old and I'm very enthusiastic about people, about the world, but sometimes I'm really naive and I expect too much from people and from life, and I know I have to work on it. Also, I used to have a guy in the studio who wasn't really fully honest with me. It was like many years ago, and back then I was keeping him in the company together with my bad clients. Also didn't work and didn't end up good for anybody. I should have ended it earlier. And also right now I do believe that the environment in this company is the environment that I always wanted to have. Seriously, I spent a lot of time to pick the people I want to work with. And right now my main guy his name is Tadeusz. He's a wonderful guy, very talented. Don't tell him, he's watching this video, come on. But Tadeusz, seriously, you're the guy. And not only that I can pick the right people, I actively invest my time and all my human resources to speak to these people, to expand the cooperation to some new areas. Like, we're doing good here. Let's try to do more. Like, because on one hand, I was trusting the wrong people for too long. And on the other hand, when I saw really the right people in the right place, I was kind of hesitating to get too close to them in my professional life. And now it's the time to pull the trigger or on something bigger. Oh, I rhymed this one. Wow. I mean, yeah, like we're a capable team here. We are able of doing more and better stuff, more satisfying and more beautiful. Like, let's do it. And yeah, so I started picking the right people and investing them. And still I know I have to work on saying simple and very elegant no to the wrong people in my life generally. Because I have a problem with that. And you know what, I feel like having a small digression because it also pumped a lot of energy out of me this year, and I struggled a bit. I quit a 5 years long relationship, which was a really good decision, but then I met two girls and both of them was a complete miss shot, and I got very strong red flags from the very beginning. But I was so enthusiastic and so positively, I approached them in such a positive way, actually, too optimistic that the red flags didn't make me react on time, and it was a huge mistake, and I hope I don't make this mistake ever again, like this, because it's the time I change it. And if I do, I'm actually gonna see a therapist probably. I have no problem admitting this, because there is something in me happening that gets me sometimes into trouble. Finally, I'm out of trouble. I'm not getting there. I'm not stuck there for months. And I live my life, I enjoy my life again, but it shouldn't have happened at all, actually. I mean, I know I could have handled this better. So yeah, setting up your limits. Yeah, this is what I didn't say, getting back on the main track. Know your limits. Set a healthy boundaries. Set healthy boundaries, a healthy limit, a healthy border around your person, also your professional persona. This is my area. I don't want any mess here. This is me, this is who I am. This is my identity. I have the right to express it and to protect it as well against wrong associates and against wrong clients. Yeah, I know it was long, but this really is important. Let's continue. Yes, and maybe a couple of words about setting your limits, speaking up problems, and learning to say no. I just started this in the previous point. And I used to be a completely blind guy who was very passive many years ago. I was a very passive person. I got used to, generally in life, to be manipulated, exploited, and treated really bad for some reason that, you guessed it right, come from my childhood. No, it seriously was like this. I came over it. I got over it. I do believe I'm more or less a healthy person, but not setting up your limits, for example, for toxic clients or associates or generally people in your life, it is all going to affect the way you work, and it's going to have a really negative, one of the most negative impacts on you and on your life. When you don't have your space around you that's yours and it's respected and is expressed by you, that means always trouble. It usually means mental trouble like depression or neurosis. These are the minimal trouble you can experience. We're not expressing your needs and your limits to some people. It's not always fluent, it's not always nice, but it's necessary. Also, I had a story. I think I can tell you that I'm gonna work on my very own piece of audio software. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, when it's gonna happen and stuff. I used to work with people who, there was a guy who seriously had a problem with making people respecting his limits, first of all. He didn't seem like a guy who had enough of his own space around him in some situations. But on the other hand, he literally, clearly didn't understand that other people also have limits. And these limits, I communicated my limits, my needs, and they were not respected. And I realized this is toxic. This is destructive. I don't want to work like this. It wasn't a pleasant process, but I terminated the contract and I'm gonna start fresh, and that was my decision, and I think it was a very good decision. I'm not looking for enemies. I believe that the guys will also maybe think over a couple of things. I will also think over a couple of things because I should have proceeded a bit more calm. I mean, with the exactly same result. I'm sure that what I did was absolutely right. I should have never worked with them. But maybe, again, if I acted a bit earlier, I wouldn't get so frustrated. Maybe I should have done it a bit more explicitly, very open, very assertive way earlier again. But anyway, I did set my limits, my boundaries around me, and I simply executed them when time came. This is important for your health, seriously. Ha! That's my favorite. Get a life outside audio. Yes, my friends. I mean, okay, we love what we do. I can spend 10 hours easily without a break when creating my own music. It's some kind of a dangerous activity for me. Seriously, I don't write more of my own music because I'm afraid of it, because it's unhealthy. I learned to take breaks. I learned that I work on my music one day and then I make a day of break like today. Yesterday, whole day, I've been working on my new album. Today, I didn't touch anything, and that's fine. I need a break. I need to do some other stuff. And also, I started working generally less than I used to work a year ago, half a year ago even. I work less. I don't work 60 hours a week. I seriously work 40 to 50. Okay, I'm a businessman. But it's not 60 or 70 hours a week like it used to be. Now it's more like 40 to 50 maximum hours a week, and I'm fine. Again, I eat well, I sleep well, and I have more time for stuff, for sports, for reading, for meeting my friends. I love meeting my friends, and really that's a huge renaissance in my life. Other people and friends, simply, and that's it. I also love street photography and traveling. I'm also gonna make travel very, very soon. It's gonna be a very specific one. It's not like vacation. It's gonna be actually a very difficult one. But I am going to do this. I'm not gonna tell you anything right now, what it is. I also love cooking, so I spend my time in the kitchen making great meals for me, because this is form of art, a very pleasant, though not long-lasting art. But yes, I got a lot of life outside studio. So I come to the studio very fresh, full of experiences, full of fresh memories, snapshots in my head, in my ears, sounds that I've heard, emotions that I felt, words that I heard from people, and it all fuels what I do beautifully, absolutely beautifully. So guys, having any life outside audio is really, really important and healthy. And the last one is also kind of obvious, but I have to say this, and it's on purpose that it's the last one, because if you really struggle with your physical health or your mental health, like you don't have a good diet, you gain weight, your back hurts, you've got spine problems, or you feel like your anxiety level is too high, or you feel depressed, or you feel too stressed out, go see a doctor, go see a therapist, go see a shrink. I am not a doctor. I'm not an expert. I consider myself a healthy person right now, so I want to share my experience with you. But whenever it's sports, whenever it's diet, whenever it's your mental health, I'm just simply trying to shed some basic light that it's good to take care about it. But I'm not an expert to take care about it for you. There are people who can fight depression, there are people who can fight neurosis, there are people who can set up your diet that can help you get better sleep. Probably all the life outside studio, like social life, your interests and hobbies outside studio work, that's most up to you, but sometimes it's good to simply see a specialist. Right now, I haven't been to any therapist for many years because I simply don't need it. I handle my shit myself for many years now. I see a shrink once per 4 months because I'm misophonic, and misophonia is a hearing problem, oversensitive selective hearing problem, and I'm taking some medicine to help me sleep mainly, and simply calms me down when I feel that there are too many irritating sounds around. Making an episode about misophonia actually is a very cool idea, and I'm gonna make it happen. And also, I'm seeing a doctor, like a physical doctor, regularly. I pee to the bucket and they examine it. They take my blood, they do some other tests on me, so I know that I'm healthy. And I do it twice a year, and it became a regular right now, like a routine for me. I also went to a dentist recently for a couple of times. They did everything that was done here. And it all makes sense, guys. It all makes me feel really, really good. So this is what I recommend to you. And that's it, guys. And please don't think about me one thing, that I'm so fucking great, that I'm so wow, that I want to present myself to you like a wow person. Look how great I am. Because you know what? I'm not. And I'm serious about it. I struggle a lot. Not everything goes in my life the way I would like to go. Not every of my client is a sheer joy. Not every cooperation, not every project is smooth. Not every bank transfer comes on time. Not every relationship with a girl is the relationship for me. Not every day is the day I really feel like training or running. No, because it's not like this. But you know what? I started being seriously stronger. That's what's weak inside me. And actually, I'm 40 8% weak, but I'm 52% strong inside. And that's how I get the shit together each time it happens. Because I took care about a couple of things that I tried to talk to you, and they affect my studio life, my professional life, in a very positive way. And it's verified, it's seriously verified, but it also affects all my life. I'm a way healthier and happier person than I used to be, but I still do believe, as I said, there are things on my side and on my way in the future that I really have to take care of. And my largest problem is that I don't set up proper limits, and I don't express my needs and my borders and my no to some people on time. I'm late. I do it, but I'm late with it. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's gonna inspire you to do anything positive, and it's gonna make your studio life just a tiny bit better. I love you people. I love this channel. Thank you. Take care. See you soon.